Hi beauty marks, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Pamela Ricardo. This channel is all about embracing the scars that life has given us and now calling those our beauty marks. Today's episode is about becoming a high value woman. It is imperative that we take the trials and errors that we've experienced during our dating life and now use that as wisdom. The partner that we end up choosing has the capability to make our life amazing or to extremely ruin it. The more we date and the more we decide what we do not like and we make new values and beliefs for ourselves and raise our standards, we start to cultivate the lifestyle of a high value woman. Let's talk about it. The thing about having values and standards and boundaries, it does not make you an arrogant person or stuck up. We've got to get this idea that high value means those things. No, high value means you just know who you are, you walk with an air of respect for yourself, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with loving and respecting yourself. I don't know who made this an uncool thing to love yourself. That's all this means. You have enough respect for yourself to carry yourself a particular way, and you treat people well too. A high value woman is not snooty. She treats others with respect. One of the things that helps you become a high value woman is distinguishing to yourself what are your values, your beliefs, and your standards. Now this looks different to everyone, and sometimes you don't know what any of these things are well into your late 20s and 30s because you haven't experienced enough life yet or enough experiences with men. So, ooh, do you guys hear that? It is thundering outside. Please ignore. Anyways, your values, beliefs, and your standards all are different to different people. So for you, it's a matter of you saying to yourself, my values consist of not wanting to have premarital sex. My values consist of Sundays I spend the first half of my day dedicated to church, going to church, or watching at least church on television these days. My standards are I do not want to be on a date with someone who does not open up my doors. My standards say I don't want to have a first date at your home, which is also your boundary. Your boundaries say you don't want someone calling you at midnight. These are the things that we need to make for ourselves, but it takes time, right? You haven't figured out what you don't like until it actually possibly has already happened to you. Maybe you didn't know that you don't like when someone doesn't pull out your chair at the table until someone didn't pull out your chair at the table and you realized, oh, that's a part of my standards. Being a high value woman doesn't mean that you have to offend with your speech. When you say that you would prefer something or that you would like something done a different way, you don't have to offend. There's a polite, soft way to do that. A high value woman makes a man feel comfortable with her softness and her femininity. Things like saying, oh, it makes me very happy that you have such great manners. Give him a compliment for the things you see him doing well. High value women make men want to do more because they see that you appreciate the things that they're already doing. Men like a job. If you start telling them the things that you like that they're doing, they're going to continue to do it. If you tell them what you like, you're giving them clues as to getting to know you, and someone who's interested in you wants to hear the clues, right? So when you say things like, oh, you know, I would love to speak to you this evening, but I have to get in the bed before 8 p.m. I have a very early morning, but I would love to talk to you tomorrow. Call me around 7. You are giving him clues as to how your life goes. Now he knows that he can't call you at 9 p.m. That's your boundary, right? We are letting him know about our boundaries, letting him know about our standards, letting him know what we like, and knowing what our values are. If he knows you go to the gym Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m., he knows that that's your me time. Him texting you during that time and saying, hope you have a good workout, you're letting him into your life. High value women leave clues with their softness and femininity, and they also just know that a man wants to feel wanted too, but you don't go too far. The next step to working on becoming a higher value woman is never dropping your boundaries, standards, and your values just because you find someone attractive. I know we've all been there. You like someone, so you let it slide that he didn't call you today. You let it slide that he didn't plan a date for you. We just let things slide, and over time, we done slid all the way off of our whole boundaries, values, and standards. And now this person is doing whatever they want. And now we're in that confusion land that we find exhausting, right? So when we like someone, we cannot let it make us dwindle down the desires of our hearts. We know who we are. We've been building our confidence up. We have been working on ourselves, and we know what we deserve. So like I said earlier, there's a way that we convey this to someone. You don't even have to say it sometimes. There are nonverbal cues that can let someone know exactly what kind of woman that they're dealing with. For me, when I'm on a date, I do not touch doors. I just don't. I will walk to the door and I will stand at it until you open it. And let me tell you, that has been a hilarious part of my dating life because so many men just do not want to do that naturally. But that's one of my standards, and I just don't touch doors. I just don't. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a boyfriend now. Sometimes I do actually push the door if he's way, way, way behind me and we're leaving a restaurant. I'll push the door and walk myself out. But he's never let me touch a door if he's right there, ever. Because that's just the kind of man he is. But I've been on dates with men where that wasn't natural to them. I went on a date with one guy one time and he literally refused. He actually told me after the date that he felt like I was entitled. I was like, are you kidding me? And had he not did that part, I probably wouldn't have, I don't know, I probably would have never still dated him anyways for other reasons, but it was the fact that he let me know that this was a no deal for him, that he was never going to do that. And I've been on dates with men before who that's not what they're used to, but they saw that that's what I required, and they made themselves do it, you know, and later down the line, we laughed about it and they'd be like, oh my gosh, you and these doors. But they would say it in a joking way, but they did it. I mean, a man who wants you is willing to budge and move in certain ways if that means that's how he's going to have you. Point blank, period. There's a verbal way and there's a nonverbal way to express your desires so that someone can at least get to know you. They're not going to know just by your presence the things that you like. It requires talking. It requires discussions. So a feminine woman who is walking in her high value woman power is going to know how to have a conversation with a man to let him know what she wants. And it's not, like I said earlier, to be offensive if that's not how he's used to dating other women. I mean, I've had men that wanted the first date to be at a nightclub, and I had to politely say, you know, I'm happy that you would like to see me on Friday night. I would prefer to do something earlier in the day because I'd like to, you know, hang out with you when my energy is at its best, and I don't like to be out late at night. Respectfully, he made dinner plans and dated me completely different from that point on. Now, did we work out? No, but I still was learning how to express myself. It's a muscle we have to learn to work. You're not gonna just go into this world tomorrow and know exactly how to talk to every man you meet, but you learn to start being more assertive because we gotta learn how to date smarter. We're learning to date smarter. High value women date smarter. They're not falling for every cute guy. We're not letting every cute guy slide. We're not letting people treat us however they feel like. We're teaching them how to treat us. And that's the difference. You teach people how to treat you as a high value woman. The way you carry yourself lets them know what they can and cannot do with you. Start dating a club promoter. Now you up all night going to parties, messing up your whole sleep schedule. Now you can't even go to the gym no more. Now you're dating a guy with, you know, who smokes weed and you don't smoke, but you're around him and now you smoking a little bit. We're just changing according to who we're dating. A high value woman is not doing that. She's not doing that. It's not that she's rigid. She just knows who she is. She knows what she's not gonna do. You know, and that's what I'm saying. The more we get to know ourselves, the more we won't attract the same stuff we've been attracting. Because aren't you tired of that? I was tired of it. I was tired of molding myself into other people's lives and they weren't doing the same for me. Messing up my sleep schedule just to date somebody. No, who was doing that for me? Nobody. Because these men are who they are, right? You meet him and he sleeps till noon. Guess what he doing when he dating you? Sleeping till noon. You know, and now you sleep until noon. Like, what? Why? Like, a high value woman is not going to budge on her what? Her standards, her boundaries, and her values. Point blank, period. Because the right man's going to respect all of that. Boundaries are there so you can see who's supposed to be in your life. Because people who do not respect your boundaries do not respect you. You tell that man don't call you past a certain time and he do it every single time, he doesn't respect your boundaries. You tell that man you don't want to be invited to his home for dinner dates, you want to be taken out, he telling you that that's extra, why can't you just be chill? He doesn't respect your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got to be okay with where we stand and make people come up to our level. We gotta stop dropping down low for other people. I'm not dropping my standards for nobody. Absolutely not. Because every time I had to build myself back up. Every single time. That's exhausting. How many times do you want to keep picking yourself back up after a dude? After a relationship that didn't go right? And then you sit back and you think about all the things you compromised just to be in that somewhat decent relationship. It wasn't even that great. It was like bare minimum dating. And you settled so hard. No. Another thing that a high value woman does is she prioritizes her life around her purpose. So like I said, the beginning steps of becoming a high value woman is honestly doing that self-assessment. The self-assessment is like the most important part. Where are you right now? You know, what do you value in a relationship? What do you value as a person? What do you think your boundaries are? You know, we all have boundaries. We all have boundaries. What are yours? Because mine are different from yours. Like, you can't just pop up at my house. You gotta call me first. That's my boundary. Some girls like the pop-ups. I'm not a fan. You know, what are your boundaries? Figure these things out, you know, because until you figure them out, you're gonna keep accepting anything. What are your values? What are some things you know are non-negotiable for you for the entire rest of your life? This is something that is extremely important to me. I will not date someone who does not believe in God. I will not date someone. What are your values? You have to figure these things out. And you have to figure these things out because that helps you figure out your purpose in life. Once you figure out your purpose in life, you'll have that, the purpose in life gives you the roadmap to where you're going so that you don't make pit stops in unnecessary places. Because the high value woman is extremely decisive. You're not gonna play with her time. You're not gonna play with me. You're just not. I got stuff to do. My schedule for my day is packed. You know, and I have space to have a person in my life, but it's got to be the person who I feel is valuable and bring something to my life that makes me feel like I'm going to step away from what I could be working on to be around you. And it's not to be me. And I expect the same thing out of a man. If he's in his high value lifestyle, if he's being a high value man, he's got things to do too. He's not going to let you play with his time either. So it's a matter of meeting someone that's on your level, but you will never attract that if you are steadily changing your beliefs and changing your standards according to each man that comes in your life. I've been there. Trust me, I get it. Because beauty marks, what do I always say? Our time is our most valuable currency, right? Our time is our most valuable currency, and as high value women, we are not gonna let anybody waste ours. That's it. All right, beauty marks, I am praying that this week you decide that enough's enough. My standards are my standards. I have things to work on in my life that keep me very busy. If I'm going to step out to see you and meet with you, I'm going to bring my highest self, and I hope that you reciprocate. And if I feel like this isn't a good match for me, I'm not going to play this game with myself and wait and see. I'm going to release you with love because I know what I'm looking for and you don't fit that. So I can receive and open space for myself so that I can have God bring in the right person, because as long as I'm still holding space for people who really don't fit, the right one can't get in. How can he fit in? If I'm on a date Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the wrong man, how can I meet him? How can he come to me? I'm too busy. I'm locked down. I'm locked down with the wrong person. So we're just gonna get better at our vetting process. That's it. All right, beauty marks. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.